lovely. Okay, well, I guess we can just get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. How did your journey into music start then?
So I started off as a child, been singing since I was like 7 years old. My mom was hearing me sing in my room and she didn't know that it was me. And she's like, "Oh, is that YouTube or is it you?" And I was like, "Oh, it's me." And I was actually really shy when I was a kid. So my mom was like, "Oh, that's it. We're taking this opportunity. We're putting you into like stage school." So then I started off in stage schools, like went to Stagecoach, Sylvia Young, the whole lot. And then, yeah, I just ended up just singing forever, I guess. Well, yeah.
Did your songs often explore like deep emotions? Is
Yeah,
that correct?
so yeah, a lot of my music is just everything that I've either experienced or felt, or it's like shared emotions where I know a lot of my friends and people have experienced. And for me, I want my music to be like a story almost, and I want people to be able to like relate to it, and it can change in many different like stages. So people sometimes are like to me, "Oh, like I listened to it initially and I didn't feel as connected to it, but now that I've gone through something similar, like I really can like connect to it." So it's almost like I say in my biography, it's like a soundtrack to your experiences. So that's
Yeah.
what I kind of want to make for people. So yeah, it definitely does touch a lot of deep emotions, and yeah, I like to think that a lot of people can relate to it, and if not, then that's completely fine as well.
Is that how you do your songwriting then? Is it more real experiences than other than like sort of like made up stuff?
Yeah, no, so the music that I have out right now, they very much do draw from my own experiences and from like friends and people that I've met along the way. So they are all very quite personal, and I've had some people be like to me, "Oh, what's the song about? What's this song about?" And I'm like, "Well, I could tell you, or I can leave it on like down to your interpretation." I'm still trying to figure out now if I want people to almost like kind of leave it for themselves, or do I tell them what it's about? um Occasionally, like when I'm gigging live, I'm like, "Oh, this is what it's about." Da, da, da. But I think right now I'm at the point where I'm like, well, I'll let you kind of figure it out.
Yeah, sometimes it is better like that. I like knowing, to be
Yeah,
fair. I like knowing the backstory behind songs, but I've got mates that prefer not knowing. They like just to take it on themselves type thing.
yeah.
I was actually listening to you before. I love that song Preacher. It's quality.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I wrote that song when I was 17.
Oh, did
Um,
you?
yeah. And then myself and my producer, we worked together to kind of like cool set it, because I just brought it to him, and it was kind of like just I don't know, it was like a little bit of like it was here, there, and everywhere. And I was like, I need us to like put it in a cool set, and we need to make it into a song. And he really helps me kind of bring that vision and like that story to life. So it's really nice. And I also love to find out what people's favorite songs are, like, because I have my favorite sometimes and then it changes. But no, thank you, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's great. Is that do you not do all your music by yourself? You've got someone else produce it all together then?
So yeah, I work with producers, and like a whole studio, and like they help me bring the music to life. But the songwriting process for me, often it's just like I'm just humming to myself, and then all of a sudden, like I have a song. I'm like, "Oh, this could be a song," and then that's when I then go to producers, and I'm singing the song to them. I've not like had any melodies or recordings. Like I don't like, for example, some people like play the guitar, and they have like a tune already there. It's more so I'm like, I hum it, I sing it, and then they're like, "Okay, now we can create the like chords and stuff," which is super interesting
Yeah,
and
it's
really
quite a
fun
cool way
as
of doing
well.
it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different way. I don't know if it's easier or harder, but it's my way.
Yeah, it's working as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Who've sort of been your biggest influences with your music?
Ooh, I would say I grew up mainly like listening to Adele, Amy Winehouse. I really do love Georgia, and I love Billie Eilish when it comes to just like she's amazing and lyrically as well. But I would definitely say like Adele and Amy Winehouse were my big inspirations growing up and still now. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're not bad inspirations to have.
Yeah, they're amazing, like absolute powerhouses. Especially like now I'm like playing around with like my genre, I guess. I'm always kind of like trying to figure out and experiment and see what what I what I like and what I want to continue doing. But I'm always kind of just drawn to the Adele and Amy Winehouse kind of like soulful sounds. So yeah,
What would you put
it's
your genre under?
do you know, everyone asks me that, and I just don't really know. I love to. I feel like I'm like alternative pop, R&B, soul. It's
Yeah,
like
see, I
all of it
find
in a
now
mix.
like you don't really get genres now. It's sort of
Yeah,
dying down a bit,
yeah,
ain't it? Everyone just sort of does
yeah.
their own thing.
Yeah, and I think that's really fun. I think it is good to have a sound, especially when it comes to like marketing yourself and like labels. They want to know what your core sound is. But I think especially when you're early on in your career, it's really good to kind of experiment with yourself and your sound. But then also maybe music's changing and like we are gonna be now able to like just like play whatever we want to play, make
Yeah,
whatever we want to make. Because I'm not gonna lie, for me, it's so freeing being able to be like, okay, this is what I was feeling at this time, and this is what I want to release. And it might be completely different. Like Devil Child is such a like pop rocky song, like
yeah, I like
whereas the other
that.
two, they're a bit more like, thank you, they're a bit more like softer and more ballady. And I've been like getting like, oh, Woman's a bit more like Adele-esque, or like 007. I'm like, that's really cool. um so it's kind of like, yeah, I think maybe the times are changing and we're all able to kind of play and make whatever we want, which
See, I
is,
think that's the good thing about being an independent artist as well, isn't it? You don't really have
yeah,
anyone telling you what you need to do.
yeah. No, I don't have anyone telling me what to do, which is amazing. And obviously, like being signed to a label is great because you have that team and that support and you have the financial funding and all that fun stuff. But then I feel like sometimes you can lose that autonomy. But right now, I feel like I'm in a really good spot where I have amazing friends, amazing, like, mentors and people who I can go to and ask for advice. And I feel like my friends have been amazing because I can, like, they can be brutally honest with me. I'm like, can you tell me if this is good or not? So far, so good. But
Yeah,
yeah,
good. Did you have like a turning point where you knew music was what you wanted to do? That was like, that was the whole thing you wanted, that's what you
yeah.
wanted to be.
So yeah, I mean, growing up, I've always known that I wanted to be in the industry. I grew up doing child acting, like doing film, television, all that fun stuff. So I always kind of was on that like path. And then when I was like 18, I kind of stopped singing and like stopped being so confident in myself, and I had to like go on this like healing journey to kind of like really find myself, find the music again, find that confidence more importantly. And then when I was like 22, I was one day just in my job and I was like, I don't want to do this forever. I can't do this forever. So then I just went on Google and I just typed in like studios near me. I emailed loads of them. And one of the studios got back to me and they're like, oh yeah, like we would love for you to come in. And then just from there, like I've just been working with them currently, and it's been great. And I've been doing that. I took a year off. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on music, focus on myself, do a bit of traveling, and really just like figure out what I want. And I just did music, and now I'm doing both the 9 to 5 and the music because I do believe like there is this like whole idea of like, oh, it's all music, and if you don't just do music, then you're not a musician. Whereas I'm like, no, we have to be a bit realistic. I think a lot of people kind of hide the fact that yeah, you still kind of have to do your 9 to 5 and then do your music at the same time because you need to hustle now. You need to work
Yeah,
hard now. It's
definitely.
also so expensive to just like if you're able to just do music full time, then amazing. But I know that isn't a lot of people's realities, and we have to be a bit more real and say, well, yeah, sometimes you have to have your random job in order to feel and fulfill your passions. So yeah.
Yeah. I think that I did a chat with an artist called Diane Coffey that I used to really like. And
Yeah.
like it was quite interesting hearing him. 'Cause he's in the States, and he was like on about like how it's. Because I asked him if he's ever been to the UK to tour, and he was like no. But I assumed
Mm.
because he'd had 3 albums that done all right, and he's got another few that he'd made it. And he's like, nah, you just can't afford it. It's like they're
Yeah.
all into touring and stuff. And I was like, oh, it's good hearing that perspective from somebody. Like,
It is really expensive, and I feel like people don't really talk about that, and it's almost like a taboo subject. I don't know, but for me, I have a lot of musician friends, and even the ones who are like getting thousands of streams, millions of streams, and like they have a really big public profile. It doesn't necessarily equate to having the biggest bucks in the world and getting those big paychecks. Like, and I think people need to be honest about that. Like, yeah, you may it may take some time, but you just need to not give up and you need to continue. I need to keep trying. And even myself, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, this is so painful. Like trying to get people to listen to my music, to see my vision, to believe in me. It is hard, but at the end of the day, I can say like I am doing something that I love and I'm gonna continue to do it, no matter what.
Yeah, do you find that quite challenging then with the whole getting your music out and having people to listen
Yeah,
to it?
I do feel like it is difficult because the industry is very saturated. There's a lot of musicians, which is amazing, but it also then does make it 10 times harder to put yourself up there. But there are a lot of ways that you can do it. And now, there's always like people talking about social media and TikTok and all of that. And for me, I know it's like so against like what like labels and people say. They're like, oh my God, you need to do social media 24/7. Like, social media is not one of my favorite things. I like to just create, make music, put it out. But then I know that there is like this whole marketing strategy and all of this fun stuff that you need to do. And I know that's what you have to do to get yourself heard. But also through gigging and stuff like that, I'm now making more of a fan base, which is incredible. Like seeing people come to me like, oh my God, I heard your music and I want to come see you, or even your friends, like bringing other friends. So it is hard, but there are ways to go about it. But I think it's just about making sure that you find ways that you're comfortable with, and then, also putting yourself in uncomfortable situations because then that's how you grow. But
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt with this. I felt what the first few I did, I hated it. I was well uncomfortable, and I
yeah,
was so nervous about it as well because you don't really know who you're speaking to, really, do you? You just
yeah,
message
you don't.
someone, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're like, oh, let's see if this is gonna go well. But no, it
That's good
is.
though. It's good because I get to chat. Like I've never met you ever in my life, so it's good to chat.
Yeah,
I never and hearing the stories and stuff. I love it.
yeah, no, it's really nice, and I think again, what like I said in the beginning, like the fact that you're able to give people a space and speak about their music stories or their journeys, it's really nice because a lot of people don't really give like smaller artists the time of day. But
No, that's the thing. I'm actually getting people messaging me asking to do chats now as well. So it's quite good
oh
that I
no,
don't have to chase people now. So I'm enjoying
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's
Is it?
incredible.
Have you learned
Like
anything like surprising about yourself, like we're making music and stuff?
yeah, I think I learned that I am really emotionally attached to a lot of the stuff that I create and want to release. And then also another fun fact, my social battery, I thought it was like really high, but it sometimes I'm just like, I'm really tired.
Yeah,
And you don't realize how draining it is, like after gigs, speaking to people and then doing another gig and then going back. It is really tiring. And I have a lot of energy, I'd like to think, but I do get very tired very quickly. But yeah, I think the whole me feeling really emotional to my music, I've been kind of trying to detach myself from that because I know that I have to, like, in order to release, you kind of just have to let it go and you have to
yeah.
let go of that attachment. So that's what I'm like currently battling with, I
It's
guess.
got to be
Yeah.
draining as well, though, ain't it? Because it's
Yeah,
constant.
yeah, it is. It's non-stop. It's always kind of like, when are you releasing this, when are you doing that, and then you have your fans and you have your friends that are like, when you're releasing that, when you're doing that. So it's like it's constant, but I think it's about finding time where I can just oh, some wires just fell. It's just about finding times that you can just pause. But yeah, I didn't realize how tiring it was, but it's good.
Yeah, it's all part of the grind, ain't it? It's,
The
yeah, I don't
famous
think last night there was like
line.
obviously there was three bands on last night, and the first band it was like it was probably about five people in there. And I thought, I wonder, does that have you ever had a gig like that? Does it feel a bit disheartening when
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah. Yeah, in the beginning I was like doing gigs in smaller venues and then I there was only a couple people turning up and you just like, oh okay. But for me, it's more so I whenever I perform, it's more so at least I have the opportunity to just practice my craft. Like
yeah,
practice my stage presence, practice what makes me feel uncomfortable, like just to really learn about myself. And so whether it's 5 or 500 or 100 or 20, it's like I'm removing that kind of importance from gigging as well. But
yeah.
no, yeah, very much so in the beginning, I was like gigging in like some random places, but it made me who I am today. And it will continue to kind of shape and form my identity, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I want to ask you as well? Because obviously your songs are, you obviously put personal themes into them. Like, how do you
Yeah.
handle sharing? Like, you've got to be a bit vulnerable, aren't you, when you're writing these type of songs? Do you ever feel like, I don't know, how do you handle it when you're sharing it with other people?
I get really shy. Yeah, I get really super shy. I normally play it to my best friends first, and then I play it and I just show them the demo. Like I don't show any the complete thing because it's not done yet. But I show them the demo. I'll like stay in the corner. I'm like, oh, let me know what you think. Or I'll, like give them my headphones and I'm just like watching them react to my music. And it is really scary because you're kind of like, especially my last song. My last song, I was like, I love this song so much. I love how different it is. And if they didn't like it, I would be like, oh no, what am I gonna do? But they really did like it. And it is, you have to be very, very vulnerable. At least for me, I feel very like almost naked. I'm like, I'm bearing you everything. And then once I've passed their kind of approval and I've shown it to my friends, and then the studio, they've made it, they finished it, and then we've gone over it again. I then feel really confident and I'm like, okay, I know this is an amazing song. And then hearing them saying, oh no, this is an amazing song, I feel like validated. I feel like
Yeah.
comfortable to share it. And then when other people listen to my songs, I'm just like, it's insane. When I hear people say like, oh, I love this. It's on my playlist. I've been playing it every single day. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
something that
cool.
I was once in my brain that is now like an actual thing, like a tangible thing that you now are listening to. Yeah, I love that.
It's out there now as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
now you just got to. Do you ever like? Do you know when a song's finished, or do you just settle on something and?
Yeah, so it'll keep going back and forth through mastering, through mixing and all of that, and then we'll be like, okay, yeah, it's done. We
I think I'd
how I
stress my head off if I was about something like that.
Yeah, it is stressful because you're like, okay, when is it gonna come out? When is it gonna come out? I try and roughly aim for when things have come out, but when it's done, it's done. I'm never gonna rush it. But I do know moving forward, I am gonna be a bit more strategic and have deadlines, and that will make things a lot more pressured. But I think again, it's for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, deadlines, they're scary.
Is there any sort of dream collaborations you want to do when you get to that next sort of stage?
Ooh, I mean, like dream collaborations, there are so many incredible artists, like so many. Like I'd love to work with Joy Crooks. I think Joy Crooks is incredible.
Yeah, she
I'd
is.
love to work with Billie Eilish, like Adele. Yeah, they're just all such powerhouses in themselves. And like even I love Sabrina Carpenter as well. I think she's incredible.
Yeah.
Where our sounds are very different, but I just think why not? Like let's just see what we're about and
Sometimes
see
that
what.
works out for the better as well when there's different
Yeah,
sounds together, I think.
exactly. Yeah, and
Like
like
Noel
just work.
Gallagher and the Chemical Brothers, I'd never put them together, and that's a great song they had
Yeah,
together.
yeah. It's like putting two different worlds together, and again, it's like I just want to experiment and see what could be made and what sound funny and like what do people like, what people don't like. But yeah, there's a lot of artists that I would love to work with, and hopefully I will be. So we'll never know.
Ah, cool, man. So what's next then? I've read you might have an EP coming out. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
so I'm working on an EP. So I'm gonna be releasing a few more singles and then putting all of that into one, and then the long term working on an album. But that is gonna take some time because it's more. I want that. It's like I'm gonna be creating different worlds. The EP will just be the current world, which is like an introduction to me per se.
Yeah.
Just like this is me. This is my sounds. This is what I like. And then the album will be like a really beautifully curated story that I want to tell. And I'm working on that, working on the vision, and then hopefully that will come out soon.
Ah, cool, man. Cool,
Yeah.
thank you. Well, that's it, really. That's the gist of it. Just like a little thing to get to know you
Yeah,
and you love music.
no, it's really nice. No, I really enjoy that. And it's really fun, like, to just talk about what I'm doing, what I'm about, and then also reminding myself, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, this is what I like. But no, yeah, that was really nice. It was really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.